Hey everyone, how you going? I'm Katie and this is Love Life. How's everyone feeling after the beautiful energy of this strawberry full moon? It's been amazing. I really feel a shift in alignment with things. This time 12 months ago, I did a fire manifestation with some beautiful friends of mine. And I've got to say, for those people who think witchcraft is just hocus pocus fairy, it's not, because I can tell you now, the three things that I affirmed on that night and wrote down what it was, and we burnt them. We put our affirmations, we call them, or you could say wishes, I suppose, but when you confirm I am, it really manifests. And I've got to say, two of them have happened. Two of them have come true within 6 months, and then there's one more thing that's yet to happen, but that's okay. It hasn't happened yet. It's not to say it won't. But this morning, this is beautiful. Like, people often say that birds are spirit messages, okay, or message bringers. I was sitting outside this morning and having my cup of coffee, and this beautiful cockatoo, he was huge. He was so handsome. He came and sat on my fence, and he sat there squawking like, notice me, he was saying, notice me. And this went on for a good 5 minutes. And then I thought, okay, I should get my phone out and start filming this, because, you know, lots of little synchronicities have been happening for me lately. And I thought, he's special, you know, he was just beautiful. And as soon as I started filming, he flew off, but that's okay. But then the same woman who I did the manifestation with last year, she commented and she said, oh, he's there, he's a messenger. And it just brought up this whole beautiful big conversation on how birds have been messages, for me in particular in the past, and I'm sure for lots of other people. They're a sign. They're one of the signs that you see when a loved one on the other side might be trying to send you a little hello message or something like that. And, you know, it's just quite magical. And if you really open your eyes and be aware of these signs, it just goes to show that we're all mediums, we're all in tune, we're all in touch with this nature, and we all have the ability to feel and connect with those that have crossed over into the other realm. It's just about opening yourself up to it and trusting as well. So on that note, I'm going to do a collective message with the Crow Tarot today. It felt really relevant to use these cards today, this deck. And because a couple of crows came into my yard not long after my father passed. And given that I saw the cockatoo this morning, I'm still not quite sure what his message was to me. Hi, Tracy. I'll be with you in just a moment. I'm just going to quickly pull a card for the collective message, and then I'll get into your reading. So I'm still not sure what the message was, but I'll tap into that when I get a chance. Okay, here we go. Collective message for today. We've got the Two of Pentacles. This is great. This is about finding balance with things, you know, juggling along with career-related stuff, home-related stuff. There could be a couple of options on the table there for you, but it's all about your ability to roll along, multitask. It's a good one for women, this card. Not to say men can't multitask, of course not. But then it's also a little gentle reminder to prioritize, okay, and to remember what, you know, which one are you going to really focus your energy on, because at some point eventually you might drop one of those balls. It's not to say you will, but because at the moment things are juggling along just fine, but it's about finding that focus point, I guess. Okay, so Tracy, are you still with me, sweetheart?
Yes, I am.
You are. I just had a card fly out as you answered me, and I got the moon. And it's just been a beautiful full moon, Tracy, the strawberry moon in Sagittarius. So I wonder if that card's applicable to you. I'll leave it there. And how are you? What can I do for you this evening?
I'm good. I'm just wondering what maybe you have for a reading.
What message I could bring through for a reading, did you say? Sorry?
Just for a general reading,
Yeah, sure,
whatever
no
comes.
worries. Well, the moon just flew out, Tracy, and look, this is beautiful. I love the moon. The moon, I'm just putting my speakers in so I can hear you clearly. Look, I really often want to look at the images sometimes, because things will stand out rather than what the traditional meaning is. And what I'm getting from this, it's a time for you, Tracy, where perhaps a lot of things that have been going on for you that have been suppressed, I guess, sometimes painful things, but also memories, but usually lessons that have helped you to grow. are sort of coming to the surface now, and that could include things like you might be facing some insecurities or fears or things that have sort of held you back for a long time, and now it's almost like you're just rising like the phoenix and coming through that. And I see the crow in the moon there. She's just, the starting out from being this small crow there, in the shadow in the moon is huge, and she's really ascending, and it's just beautiful. These cards, I get shivers when I read with these cards. So that's a biggie, and that indicates to me, Tracy, there's lots of things um, about to shift in your life, okay? And it's like you're coming into alignment now with how things are sort of, how the universe is it's sort of a bit like fate, okay? So let me just focus and see what else comes out for you, and
Okay.
we can hone in on that. And feel free to jump in at any time and ask me a question. Okay. Wow, we've got strength, we've got the Seven of Swords, and we've got the Queen of Wands. Okay, the strength is another big card. Strength is huge. Oh, look, the star actually flew out as well. That came out under the Queen of Wands. So
Oh,
you've got three big Arcana cards. Okay, Tracy. Again, that would back up what I was saying before about this is big life changing stuff. Okay, for you, and
mhm,
the Strength card shows it is recognizing the pain, the difficult times that you've been through and possibly still are going through. Transformation's never easy. It's always quite painful, but it's always for the best, um, on a soul level anyway. But you are so strong. You are extremely strong. This is the Strength card to remind you how strong you are, and that you've been able to dig deep and find that endurance to push on and to find that balance, even though it might feel like you're going to crack it at any time and really rip someone's head off. You don't. You find that kind of ability to emotionally regulate. Do you happen to be a fire sign, which is Saggy, Leo, or Aries?
no,
No, that's
I'm
okay,
a
because
Cancer.
the Cancer. That's, well, guess what? The moon rules Cancer. So that's why that came out.
Mhm,
But the reason I asked is because you've got quite a sort of fiery energy in the cards that are coming through, like with the Queen of Wands.
mhm,
She came out as well. She's all about inspiration, finding that spark of hope again to follow your passions, and particularly to do with things like confidence, artistic expression, passion in relationships, and things like that. With the Strength card, this would indicate that you've been let down a lot in your romantic life. You don't have to confirm or deny, because I'm aware that these are public. But the thing is, there's so much healing going on here because you've been betrayed. Look, the Seven of Swords is here. The Seven of Swords is something, that it can indicate people stealing from you. It can indicate people being dishonest and all that, a bit of selfish behaviour. But often I just get the general vibe that this means that you couldn't trust somebody, and there was valid reason for you not to be able to trust somebody, because they were all very much about themselves. And it's a very painful lesson, because you want to sort of see the best in people and whatnot. So the cards in a nutshell are indicating that you've had some difficult times in relationships, past or present. Now that with the moon being here, and especially with you being a Cancer, this is really ruling um, at a point in your life now where you're healing. Okay, Tracy, you're going to heal. The
mhm,
stars here, and that's encouraging you to remember those little hopes and dreams that you had as a little girl, and aspirations. And now it's all coming into a point of alignment for you to start to manifest that. Okay. I've got the Two of Cups here. All right. Do you mind if I ask? The Two of Cups means beautiful flow and reciprocal energy in relationships. So, do you mind if I ask, are you currently single, or are you um, in a relationship or
married,
situationship? You're married. Well,
married.
guess what?
Mhm,
Well, if you're married, okay, this would signify to me that there's about to be some really beautiful reciprocal flow of energy here. Okay, where there could be
mhm,
a lot of healing from past things that have happened, all right, or a deepening of commitment. The other thing it can mean, which I'm not getting because there's no threes around it, it can mean a new relationship, but I'm not so much getting that. The High Priestess is here. Okay, so she's asking you to trust your intuition, all right? If there have been trust issues in the past with the Seven of Swords there, you were right to distrust things, okay? Because something had happened, or I'm not saying with your current husband, but something has happened in your past with relationships that you couldn't trust. And the High Priestess is here affirming that your gut feeling was spot on, okay? There's the Queen of Swords here as well. There's two queens here. So again, you don't have to confirm or deny. Is something from the past, either a past relationship or current, was someone unfaithful? You don't have to say yes or no,
Oh,
but you
yes.
could just say right. The
Mhm.
cards are picking up. The cards are picking up on that because there's two queens here, and that normally means there's two women in this person's life. Okay. That is now over. Okay, the world is here to signify that that is done and dusted. That was a lesson to be learned. Okay, and it's kind of like a joyful completion because this person learned their lesson from this. Now look, I've just been given 60 seconds. I'm so sorry, I can't go much deeper, but look, the Magician's here and the King of Swords is here. Tracy, you have got the ability to manifest exactly what you want. Okay, if that's healing in your relationship, or if that's to trust that you've healed from these past lessons, you absolutely can do that with this full moon energy. Like I said, normally full moons are about banishing stuff, and transforming, but this is really about manifesting it. So you tap into your magic, darling, and write down all the things that you want, okay, because the sky's the limit, and burn them and blow the ashes to the universe. I do see beautiful positive communication and improvement in your relationships. Okay, I hope that made sense for you. I'm sorry I can't unpack that deeper for you, but you take care, and thanks for calling. As for everyone else, I'll see you same time next week. Cheers and blessed be.